me chip off a tiny little piece of all that love you have to give. Now, honey, just let me chip off a tiny little piece of all that love you have to give. I ain't got religion, I ain't got money, I ain't got much of anything, honey. But if you'll just let me chip off a tiny little piece of all that love you have to give. Well, I don't know this and I don't know that. I don't know much as a matter of fact, but I do know one thing, it's for sure, that if you just let me chip off a tiny little piece, just let me chip off a tiny little piece of all that love you have to give. Those eyes, that face, gotta get out of this place. Those lips, that smile, God, it looks like I'll be here a while.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no. But if you'll just let me chip off a tiny little piece,
Just a little bit.
just let me chip off a tiny little piece.
Just a little
Just
bit.
let me chip off a tiny little piece of all that love.
Oh, that love. Yeah. Woo. Great. I like that. That's a. Give us your name and where you're coming from today.
Kieran B. Devine, and I am visiting here from Ashland, and just looking forward to sharing some music with y'all.
Mystical Mountain Experience at
There you go.
Aday and Telos.
Recharging my batteries here in Shasta.
Charge them up. Charge them up.
So
You want to
thank
come sit down
Thank
over
you.
here? Or?
Thank you. I'm going to let you gentlemen talk.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. And we'll see you back in about midway.
Great. Thank
All
you.
right.
Thank you. Cheers.
I like that song.
Thank you.
All right. Hey, this is Arthur. We've got Everyday Heroes today. This is so exciting. It's the book review by a gentleman. His name is Yashe. Yashe, give us a little clue on who you are and where you're coming from.
Well, sometimes I tell people I got the Forrest Gump syndrome. Been there and seen that, and tried to write down as much of it as I could. And this heroic stuff keeps happening in front
Yeah,
of me.
the whole book is heroic.
So often it's coming from people with disabilities, sometimes from animals, sometimes from just any everyday person. So these are stories of heroism, and there's a few funny ones just to brighten up the book.
So how long did it take you to actually put this together once you realized you had something?
I guess it was from the time I pretty much decided I wanted to publish it until it got into form where the printer could crank it out, 3 or 4 years. But I wasn't just working at it intensely, but I was at the end. It's publishing
Now,
a book
this
is a
is
lot
a-
of work unless you go to a publisher as such.
It's self-published.
Yeah.
Yes. And did you find that was a better way to go, or just maybe the only way to go?
It's the only way that I tried. I've heard stories, you might say, that you lose a lot of independence if you got a publisher in charge of what's ultimately going out there. And I guess I'm just pretty independent.
Mr. Independent.
So I like
Well,
it like this.
Share with us some of these beautiful, is it poetry? Is it life in action?
I call it true story poems.
True
I
story
write them in
poem.
a poetic format because I'm not trying to appeal to the mind, I'm trying to appeal to the heart. But they're true stories, A few of them have required some intuition in order to get everything that I've written down, but everything you could see with the eyes, it's totally true. I didn't fabricate anything.
Well, I'm in suspense. So now, hey, you guys, I want you to know that this is going to be a bit touchy. You know, you might get a little tear here or there. Your heart might go, oh. So get those hankies out. Go for it.
Okay. This is a true story. It took place in Seattle sometime in the early 90s from what I call the Everyday Heroes cycle. This is called Lenny, Wisdom Without Cleverness. Lenny worked as a dishwasher. His counselor helped him handle his money. His buddy Ted, age 60, rode his bike every day, pulling a small wagon that I helped him hitch to it. One day, Lenny came by the office and said to his counselor, "Brenda, I want to buy Ted a new bike. Here's the ad for the model he wants." "That will take a lot of money out of your account," she said responsibly. Lenny had to talk to a couple of supervisors that day, but he persevered. He had a right to buy that bicycle. Brenda had a good sense of humor, however, and afterwards she asked him, "Lenny, could you buy me a bike too?"
All right.
"I can give you $100 toward it," he said matter-of-factly. He didn't get the joke.
He didn't get it.
Generosity. was just natural for him. Nothing funny about asking someone to buy you a bicycle that you don't know very well.
It's $100 that was the joke, I'm sure. Hey,
I don't think so.
How about the one with the dogs? That, you know, I miss my guys here. Usually they were here.
Mm-hmm.
But your dog one was really cute.
Well, here's a different dog story than the one that you heard.
Uh-oh.
There we go. This is a true story. It took place in Abadiânia, which is a fairly small town in the Central Highlands of Brazil. It took place in June of 2008 from the Crazy Love Cycle. This is called Preaching to a Dog. "Excuse me, but I was really worried about your safety just now. When you ran after that car, it looked like you were about to be run over."
Oh.
You know, you could get a leg run over or your head run over, and this whole body of yours might never be the same. He listened patiently, so I continued, one old guy to another. I petted him there in the street by the spiritual hospital and told him that I love him very much. This old dog I have been seeing for years on that street. My friend Walter insists that they chase only certain bicyclists and motorcyclists, and cars too, because those are the ones with the negative energy. I can't tell whether he's right or not. I'm sure that you know best whether it's really your job to chase them. But if you would stay just a little further back when you chase them, you will be a lot safer. Another car approached just then. Try it and see if it works for you that way.
Run, doggy, run.
He barked his challenge as always, but stayed to the side. Only as the car passed did he rush it, then chased it from behind. I thanked him kindly, then continued down the road. Probably St. Francis would have counseled him much better.
Dogs do tend to run behind cars.
Not
if they've been hit.
They go after him from the front, man, or right on the corner, you know.
I've seen a couple of dogs head that front tire there. All you have to do is just stop.
There's something about a front tire. Yeah. And people, you know, people in Brazil, a lot of them are less experienced drivers than we are because there's not that many cars around. And so you can't quite count on as much when you walk across the street, whether you're a dog or not.
Or where the car is going to stop or not?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are the occasions where you get hit pretty good. What's another good one?
Okay. Oh, here's one. You're going to like this. Okay. This is a true story. It took place en route from Princeton to Drew University, those are in New Jersey, approximately 1968. I'm pretty old, I was around then. From the Wide, Weird, Wonderful World cycle, this is called Driving with Ralph.
Driving what?
Driving with Ralph.
Driving with Ralph. Whoa.
We said we'd get someone with a car to pick up Ralph Nader from Princeton and bring him here to speak, said a student at the next table. I eavesdropped a bit more as the two undergraduates described their obviously sensitive mission to friends in the snack bar. These two may not know the first thing about Ralph Nader's famous research, I said to myself conspiratorially. They look a little naive, I thought. This could be my chance for a glorious prank. We can't pay you anything but mileage, they said when I offered to pick him up. That's okay, I said. I always wanted to meet Ralph Nader. I wasn't telling them anything they didn't need to know. A few days later, at the appointed time, I met the two of them at our campus parking lot. I watched their faces closely as I led them to my Volkswagen bus. No reaction, not a trace. Neither one had a clue that this was the terrible monster so reviled by Nader. In a front-end crash, nothing tested as poorly as my dear old VW bus. Good old Ralph, bless his heart, probably saved hundreds of lives by getting the beast outlawed within a few years. He was famous already for his position on this van. Now I wanted to see what would be his position in this van.
His position in?
You guessed it, and so did I. Ralph sat right in the middle when we picked him up, second seat of three. He said nothing about our dreadful selection, and my two patsies chattered happily, plying Mr. Nader with questions all the way back to our campus. Quickly, I parked and rushed to the auditorium, knowing Ralph was sure to say something about his ride. He had been late meeting us at his office in Princeton, and now his apology brought down the house. I'm very sorry to be late, he said, so let's get started, now that I've arrived by Volkswagen bus. Clever fellow, that Ralph. It was my prank, and he got the laugh.
No doubt. Oh, I can only imagine. You know, I've seen. I could see him in the center there, going, "Oh, let's not go nowhere."
Oh, he was cool. He was cool. He looked like someone was just prepared for what was going to happen.
Let's roll
I drove
over.
carefully and took it real easy. I didn't want the guy to show up a nervous wreck for his talk.
Yeah, that's funny. I had to pick up, when I was a chauffeur, I had to pick up Mr. T. And it was so funny because nothing like he is on television. The guy's got a real sense of humor. But in this particular time, he was like, put his gold on and everything. And we had to go to the school. And there was nobody outside when we got there, so it was easy to get him in. Yeah. But when it came to leaving, nobody wanted us to leave. He had to get up through the moonroof. Okay, everybody, Let me out of here.
Okay, well, here's an actual hero story. Now, this book's supposed to be about heroes, you know. So let's find this guy. Oh, he's way back here. Okay. This is a true story. It took place in a small town in Pennsylvania in April or May of 2006. From the Everyday Heroes cycle. This is called Bear Man. This is about a guy, he and I were buddies since grade school. This is called Bear Man. Lee had heard of those bear traps his neighbors in this rural area were setting. Now, on an early morning walk with his dog, he looked into a neighbor's yard, and there he saw one. A big, imposing thing it was, made of solid steel culvert pipe, cold and hard as the intent of the owner. Curious as he always was, Lee leashed his dog to that neighbor's mailbox and walked in for a closer look. Only then did he see the two bear cubs just across the yard. He looked at the trap again, saw that the door was sprung shut, and a horrible realization formed. Peeking in through the tiny air holes in that giant trap, Lee confirmed the terrible thought. Mama Bear was trapped inside. Her cubs were unprotected, and whoever dared to open that door would be right between them. Well, Lee is a plain-spoken and plain-thinking guy. He knew the rules out there. You can't shoot the bears, but you can trap them and take them for a long ride. So imagine the grief of that mother, trapped, then hauled away helpless. Her baby's standing by, never to see her again, sure to perish miserably without her. So what would you do if you were that mother bear after an experience like that? How would you treat the next humans you met?
With a growl.
And how would the intent of the wilderness management rules be served if a passive-aggressive killing of two bear cubs were not prevented? Quicker done than told, Lee opened that steel monstrosity, and the bear never did eat him. The real danger to Lee came from the householder bear trapper. Remember Lee's dog leashed to the mailbox? Well, a very big dog he was, and filled with common sense not learned from Lee. Seeing Lee's wonderful and compassionate flirtation with disaster, the dog very prudently pulled the mailbox loose from the ground and ran home dragging it. Needless to say, this woke the owner of the trap. He looked out the window, and Lee was busted. A crime of conscience it was, and probably cost him about $1,000. My cousin helped to pay the fine.
Oh, your cousin, oh my God. You know, what is that dog mail then?
What was that?
The dog mail?
Yeah.
Would that be dog mail?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
He should have done that on Halloween when everybody's making all this crazy noises and stuff, you know?
Yeah, that would be a Halloween joke to wake people up with.
Yeah.
One more.
One more. Oh boy. Okay, let's see. Okay, let's see. Here's one. Where did it get to? I got it right here. Okay. I love these animal stories. This is a true story. It took place in Tacoma, Washington, the 23rd of December, 2007, 2 days before Christmas. From the Everyday Heroes cycle, this is called Dr. Hector. There's a picture of him.
Let me see. Oh, cat.
Dr. Hector. Hector's status in the house seemed a little lower than the other cat. Tom number 2 he was. Aloysius, the hero of some past turmoil among the humans in the house, ate no better than Hector. Both had the run of the house. Both were gently loved by the humans there, except for the children, of course, who loved to tug on kitties. Aloysius distinguished himself over time by allowing little children to carry him under one arm, but only briefly. With regal bearing, Aloysius got right into the mix with 3 pushy dogs in the house. Hector was more in the background, under chairs and such, but still he was equally friendly to me. My first 3 nights as house guest, sleeping on the sofa, the 2 alternated sleeping on top of me. One purred as loudly as the other. Neither could force the other off, and so it went. It seemed to make little difference which one watched with me on any particular hour. Until the 4th night, that is. Running long and hard that day on my family Christmas visits, I woke up at midnight with a nasty sore throat. Swallowing in pain, I planned my trusted remedies. Tomorrow I'll find some vitamin C, that'll fix it. Time passed. Too uncomfortable to sleep, too comfortable to get up. Then came Hector, across the coffee table, into his customary position on my chest. But this time, a little paw reached out, right to the spot that hurt, near the Adam's apple, I believe. He pushed hard and locked into his position. Neither of us moved. A bit of a healing student myself, though not on Hector's level, I knew right away he was into something. There I lay, little paw in my neck, and marveled as the pain went away. For half an hour he worked, then hopped down and walked away. Same as any other night, you might have thought. But the pain was gone, and it stayed gone. Later he meowed, and I got up and let him out as usual. That's my friend Dr. Hector. Isn't there anything else I can do for you, Doc?
Oh, I love it. Oh, that was a great one.
These are all true stories.
Where can people get this beautiful book?
Okay, well, a new friend of mine named Dave set up a website for me. I don't have computer skills worth a darn, and I wanted to sell the book. So you can go to Yeshe, that's YESHE.yolasite, YOLASITE.com, and that'll give you a little thing you can click on. It'll take you right to Amazon, and you can order the thing right on the spot.
Wow, that is really good. Now, how many years did it take you to put it together?
Well, every poem in here, I dated at the end. I dated when it was that I wrote it, and at the beginning, I dated when it was that the thing happened. Some of them it took 20 years for me from the time I knew about it until I wrote about it. Others it took a few hours. But I didn't know I was writing a book until I had at least half of them written. I was going to poetry readings and stuff like that, and I'd get up and read a couple of poems, and I thought, gee, wouldn't it be nice if I had a regular book that I was reading my poetry out of instead of off a notebook, you know? I didn't think too much about it, and then a friend of mine said, you ought to do this as a book. And so I did, and the hardest part was getting people, finding people to do like the designing and stuff like that, people with both the skills for it and respect for the material and for the author. And it was a chore. I went through 4 book designers. I love them all, and they all had good reasons for moving on, except the last one who actually finished it up. another friend of mine from Argentina that I met in Brazil designed the cover.
Here, let me see that.
Yeah.
Anyway, this is your cover and the heroes. And who's this lady on the front?
Glad you asked. That's my friend Jean Marie. I met her in Brazil also at a healing center that I go to. 17 of the 57 stories took place at and around this spiritist-type healing center in Brazil, and I met her there. She's a disabled single mother. And there's 2 stories in there about her. She told me of how she became disabled rather suddenly, something resembling a type of arthritis, with a sudden onset at a time when she was living in a tent in a field in Hawaii with her toddler son. And she told that story, and I met her and didn't think too much about her, didn't take much notice of her until she told me of the challenge that she had met, and that she was, 7 or 8 years later, she was still raising her son, and still hardly able to walk, walking very slowly and very stiff,
And so that was just
and painful, a lot of pain. And I thought, whoa! And so as was my habit, I jumped right into it. And the same day she left, a few days later, I wrote my first poem about her. I mean, the first of the ones that I wrote about her.
Very good.
And I got to document this stuff. We're on this world.
Well, you
on
did
this
a
planet
great job
together.
with that.
We're living together on a planet, and some people got to be the heroes.
Some people's got to be the heroes. You're right.
So I got to tell about it.
You're the hero. Yes.
There's one story in there about me, but it was something that just had to happen,
Well, they'll just have to find that one, eh?
Yeah.
All right. Hey, thank you very much, my friend, and we'll have you come back and do a couple more.
I would love to.
In another segment, okay?
Okay.
And maybe we can do like a poetry. A poetry evening or something, huh?
We could, on another occasion, we could do an entire session about animals.
There you go.
We got quite a few animal poems in there. We could do an entire session set in Brazil or abroad in general.
Wow! All over the world, poems.
We could pick stuff out and do a theme for a particular.
Well, I like
occasion.
That. I like that. All right. Hey, well, that was it with Yashe, and he'll be back in the future, and we'll see what we can do with that. I'd like to take a musical break here. If you'll, music man will come back on, and you can either stay here or you can go. Didn't you have some place you had to go?
No, it's fine.
Okay.
I sit here,
All right.
hear the music better.
All right, then just relax. Welcome back again.
Thank you.
What's your next song you're going to play?
Well, I'll have to figure that out while I'm plugging in. Huh? I think I'll play one
Inspiration.
that is one of the first songs that I wrote. Give me a moment to plug in. I grew up out in farm country in northeastern Iowa, and my grandmother was kind of a hero of mine. And every year, my father, we had crops, grain crops, and my father planted corn. And every year, he would fill the planter with sweet corn for the last couple of rounds and go around the house and the farm buildings and the outbuildings. And that way, all summer long, we would have plenty of fresh sweet corn. And I was the youngest of 5 kids on the farm, so oftentimes my my parents and my grandparents and my siblings would be sitting up on the porch, and my grandmother always always told us kids, you know, you can walk down to the sweet corn patch, but you have to run back as fast as you can to get the corn, husking it as you go, and get it in the pot. And so I was the youngest, so I was usually stumbling, tripping, dropping ears of corn all the way back, and they were up on the porch laughing. And it was years later I realized, you know, it really wasn't that important to get it back to the pot quite that quickly.
But it was fun.
Provided entertainment.
All right.
So anyway, this song shows my Midwestern roots. One of the first songs I ever wrote, and it mentions a particular type of sweet corn that we enjoyed back in the Midwest called peaches and cream. And I should mention, it's all about food and edibles, and if you think it's about anything else, you may have a dirty mind.
Uh-oh.
Husk my corn. Oh baby, won't you husk my corn? I'm tired and torn, I'm wired and worn. Baby, won't you husk my corn? Darling, won't you snap my peas? Oh darling, won't you snap my peas? I'm on my knees, I'm begging please. Darling, won't you snap my peas? I like mine firm and yellow, that don't make me a bad fella. You like yours, peaches and cream. Oh baby, I can dig that scene. Oh baby, won't you husk my corn? Baby, won't you husk my corn? Tired and torn, I'm wired and worn. Baby, won't you husk my corn? Darling, won't you shuck my oysters? Oh, darling, won't you shuck my oysters? I'd love to heave you, I'd love to oyster. Darling, won't you shuck my oysters? Baby, won't you pull my beans? Oh, baby, won't you pull my beans? I'll see you tonight, darling, in my dreams. Baby, won't you pull my beans? I like mine firm and yellow, that don't make me a bad fella. You like yours, peaches and cream. Oh baby, I can dig that scene. Oh baby, won't you husk my corn? Oh baby, won't you husk my corn? I'm tired and torn, I'm wired and worn. Baby, won't you husk my corn? I like mine firm and yellow, that don't make me a bad fella. You like yours, peaches and cream. Oh baby, I can dig that scene. Oh baby, won't you husk my corn? Oh baby, won't you husk my corn? Baby, won't you husk my corn? Baby, won't you husk my corn?
Woo! Yeah, you got me hungry now.
There you go.
We need some salad over here or something. Yeah, I like that.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, so where'd you grow up at?
So I grew up in a little town called Ryan, Iowa.
Iowa.
And if you know singer-songwriter Greg Brown, he grew up not far from there as well. And it's beautiful country. Actually, you know, people think of Iowa, they think just flat and corn. And while most of the middle section of the state is, in fact, that way, when you get out to the coasts of Iowa, as I call them, the Mississippi River and the Missouri River. It's actually beautiful, beautiful rolling hills and lots of big water and rivers, and it's beautiful country. And it was a beautiful place to grow up, and so yeah, that was one of the very first songs.
I went back there with my grandmother to meet some cousins one time back in Cedar Rapids,
Iowa.
Yeah, and. It was always funny because I always heard these people say Iowana, and Iowana, and it just stuck in my head. I want to come back and see more cousins.
That's right.
It was a nice place back there.
Yeah. It's of all the traveling I've done, I would have to say the Midwest in general and Iowa particularly have changed the least over the last couple of kind of generations, I suppose.
Yeah. It hasn't grown up.
No, it's still pretty sparse and holds on to some nice.
Still has the farmland.
Yeah, still kind of Norman Rockwell-ish, kind of campy vibe back there in spots. Lots of the farms have been kind of gobbled up by
So you have another song, huh?
Sure, I can play one myself, or I can play one with Brandy, or whatever.
Does Brandy, you want to come and play?
You want to play one together?
Welcome, Brandy.
Hi.
For all those people who keep asking for you, here she is, the hot one today. What are we going to play?
We are going to play a little something we practiced earlier, so we'll go ahead and play it. It's called Better Days. Actually, it's going to go like this. Drunk without feeling, wheeling and dealing, Babylon stealing our birthright. In the darkest night, I keep reaching for the light, like a blind man lacking sight, searching for something better. Which way to love land? Which way to heaven? Which way to heaven? Doesn't matter where you're from, we win some and we lose some. Whether you're rich or you're a bum, there are better days to come. Love all, serve all. Love all, serve all. Hear the angels they call. Love all, serve all. There are better days to come. Come, come, come. Come, 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 come. There are better days to come. Love all, serve all. Love all, serve all.
Wow, there are better days to come. I see this person over here. There's a bright light in my eye. Is that somebody I know? Is that you, girl? You want to come and visit with us? Yeah?
Actually,
good.
maybe have Kieran sing one more song, and because they'll probably switch mics.
Okay.
And I'm gonna exit the picture here.
Well, okay. I get to do another one.
Yeah. We're full of them.
Great. If I may hold my CD up, if you can give
Right
a shot
here.
at that. I have a little
want-
story about this. If you can, I don't know if you guys can.
If you can see this real close here. That's the way I look when I wake up in the morning. I never thought that would be a popular shot, but
Right. Well, that's.
I think I will let you sing.
Right. That's the back of it. Can you show them the front of it, Arthur? Thank you. This is a CD I released a couple of years ago. It's called Chasing the Gray, and that tokay gecko that is on the cover there actually gave me a good fright my first night I was in Indonesia, and I got up out of bed with my flashlight trying to find this crazy noise that I heard just after I turned my lamp out. I heard this tokay, tokay. I was like, what? I was sure it was some sort of poisonous dart frog that was trapped in my room. So I searched it all over.
Oh, my
and
God.
couldn't find it. And the next morning, the woman that I was working for at this eco lodge in Bali explained to me that, oh, that's just a tokay gecko. They live in the thatched roofs. They're harmless. Don't worry about it. So
Sure wake you up, though.
Yeah, it was just the mating call. So I ended up recording it and actually embedding and syncopating it to the time of a song and putting it in the title song called Chasing the Gray. Quite a number of my songs and the kind of decision to record this album happened while I was in Indonesia and in Bali. I had gone there to kind of clear my head of some craziness that had gone on in my world, as it does for all of us, I suppose. So I went over there and I had this job teaching a couple of Australian kids how to play guitar and music, and in exchange for a room and board at their parents' eco lodge. And I kept seeing this black and white and gray fabric, again, that's on the cover of the disc, all over the Hindu ceremonies, wrapped around trees or statuary or around their heads or as sarong kind of thing. And finally I asked this old Hindu guy what that was all about. And he said, well, it's very complicated, but basically in Hinduism we believe that you should be neither too black nor too white, and that you should be somewhere in the gray. And that I had been working on a song, and so I ended
we're in the gray, huh?
chasing the gray. So
That's a good one.
So anyway, that's where that came from. And just quickly, as far as this song goes, I had been seeing a woman, and I left from LAX and to go to Bali, and she asked me to write her a love song, and I had never written any love songs. I write far better breakup songs than love.
Oh, no.
So I decided.
Is there a good love song?
Yeah, so I decided. So this was my first attempt at a love song, and I should mention two things. One is, if you read the book Eat, Pray, Love, one thing that is very true in Bali, instead of them saying hi, how are you, or how you doing when you pass on the street or sidewalk or a trail or something, their first two questions are always, where are you going? Where are you coming from? That's just their kind of custom, which she mentioned, as I say, in Eat, Pray, Love. Well, I found that to be
Where are
true.
you going?
So that's in this song, and then also I should mention the girl that I wrote this song as a love song for had a little scoliosis that went uncorrected from her youth. So you'll understand why I mentioned it. So this song is called I Got a Hunch.
Gotta. All right.
Everybody loves a hunchback baby. Everybody loves you too. Everybody loves a train wreck. Everybody loves me too. Yeah, where you headed, Quasimodo? Quasi, where you coming from? I'm tired of fighting, baby. I'm tired of crying too. I got everything I need. So maybe me and you. Yeah, where you headed, Quasimodo? Will you be there a while? And can I see you in the morning, wearing nothing but your smile?
Oh, yeah. Got you in the morning.
Loves a hunchback baby. Oh, everybody loves you too. Everybody loves a train wreck. Everybody loves me too. Now where you headed, Quasimodo? Quasi, where have you been?
cute.
I got a hunch.
That was a cute one.
On Chasing the Gray, available on iTunes, what have you. If you search for Kieran B. Divine, you can find it on the web or KieranBDivine.com. Thanks
There
for
you
listening.
go. Hey, I see these two other little girls are coming down here to say hi. I want you to know, my dear,
Hello.
that you and Brandy are the two most requested ladies on my show.
Aw.
Oh, here you are again.
We're back.
I love it.
Here, so
Better than
let's
ever.
switch places so you can put them like that.
Oh, excellent. Hi.
And how have you been?
Been great.
Good.
Just got back from Costa Rica for a few weeks, so
Where?
can't complain. Costa Rica?
Is that why you look so tan?
Yeah, that might have something to do with it. Okay, how does this work? Just like that? Okay. Is that gonna be too loud?
There you go.
Okay.
What special do you have for us?
We are going to play Amazing Grace for Bob Curasius.
Oh,
Bless
Bob, here
Everyone
comes your
knows,
grace.
Bob requested this, and I made a promise that I wanted to keep. And Sarah's going to
You go.
Oh. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. Oh, I once was lost, but now, oh, now I'm found. I was blind, but now I see. It was great that taught my heart to fear.
Sorry, I have to apologize. Karen, can you play this song? Because I'm destroying it.
We were doing so good.
I don't know about that.
Yeah.
We're amazing.
Okay, let's try it again. I think, or you should. Do you know how to play this, Karen? I'm just trying. Okay, well, let's just play it.
You
a
can do
different-
it, you got it.
Ready? Can you play it like this?
Is it same tempo or are you gonna be fast?
Amazing
Grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now I'm found. I was blind, but now I see.
Oh, I can see.
It was grace that taught my heart to fear, and grace my fears relieved. How precious that grace appeared the hour I first believed.
Oh, I believe. Yeah.
Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now I'm found. I was blind, but now I see.
Oh, yeah.
And when we've been here 10,000 years, bright shining as the sun, oh, we've no less days to sing God's praise as well. first come. Sing it, oh, everybody. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me, like me. I once was lost, but now I'm found. I was blind, but now I see. Let's sing it one more time. Oh, amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a soul so like me and you. I once was lost, but now I'm found. I was blind, but now I see. I was blind, but now I see.
Hallelujah.
All right, that was for you, Bob.
That was for you, Bob. And for you, Arthur. And for everybody else.
We got through it. Thanks, Arthur.
You having any other song in mind?
Kieran, you want to play a little song? Another
Come
song?
on,
Come on,
we got-
close her out.
We got 5 more minutes.
Yes.
We can close the rest of it off with this beautiful song.
Sarah, sing something that Sarah can back you up on.
Oh, let me give you
Let's
this.
see, what can you do?
Or just whatever you want to do.
All right. I played a bunch of songs that I wrote. I think I'll play one that I did put on my album. And I did not write this song. I only wish I had.
You put it on your album? Or?
But I did. It's the only
This is cover.
cover song I did put. I put on my album. The rest of them, the rest of them I wrote myself.
Go with it. See what it is.
Aww.
I don't wanna wait in vain.
For your love,
I don't wanna wait in vain.
for your love.
The very first time I rest my eyes on you, heart said all true.
Oh, yeah.
Now I know that I am way down on your line, but the way to is fine. So don't treat me like a puppet on a string, 'cause I know how to do my thing. Don't talk to me as if you think I'm dumb.
I wanna know.
I wanna know when you're gonna come. See, 'cause I don't wanna wait in vain.
For your love,
I don't wanna wait in vain.
for your love,
I don't wanna wait in vain for your love. 'Cause somebody's here and I'm still waiting there. Winter is here, I'm still waiting there. Yeah. Now, it's been 3 years since I was knocking on your door, and I still can knock some more. Ooh, girl, is it feasible? I wanna know now. I should knock some more. You see, in life I know there's lots of grief, but your love is my relief. Oh, tears in my eyes burn, tears in my eyes burn while I don't wanna, I don't wanna, I don't wanna, I don't wanna, no, I don't wanna, I don't wanna, I don't wanna, I don't wanna wait. Your love that I'm waiting on, my love that you're running from. Your love that I'm waiting on, is my love that you're running from. I don't wanna wait, wait for your love. Bob Marley.
Yay, Bob Marley.
This is
Here in the back.
Arthur with Aday and Telos, seen all around the world via Media Council. Don't be a stranger now. Tuesdays at 8 a.m. and Fridays at 6 p.m. prime time. Ladies,
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Arthur.
thank you for
Cheers.
coming all the
Thank
way
you very
from
much.
Ashland.
Cheers.
That
Thank
makes
you all for listening.
sense,
Cheers.
doesn't it?
Yeah, come back again, everybody.
We'll see you later.
Thanks for watching.
Good timing.